Hello, sir. Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Very good afternoon, ma. Yeah. Good afternoon to everyone. Welcome to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University, second semester public administration classes. Myself, Dr. Kumar Swami, Department of Public Administration, Usmania University. In previous classes, we have discussed about the different concepts of public administration, like comparative public administration. In that, we have discussed about the contributions of F.W. Riggs and new public administration and 3 Munnabook conferences, new public management. And in today's class, we are going to discuss the another new concept, that is the new public service. When we are talking about new public service, my dear students, this is a new concept. And we are all aware of the services. We are all aware of the public servants. This new public service concept mainly focus on how the public servants and bureaucrats has to work, need to work in the societies. So in the present topic, I would like to bring out few areas which are come under in this new public service. New public service is a part of public administration or in the part of administration. Whenever we are talking about the administration, it is an old activity in the society. And public administration as a subject has started with the Woodrow Wilson article in 1887, the study of administration. We can say that this is the foundation for the public administration. The public administration has started with the initiation of the Woodrow Wilson in many universities in the international wide. And the administrative theory and concepts are developed by the Western administrative thinkers. Of course, we have the Indian administrative thinkers is also contributed to the development of the public administration. So the Western scholars have developed the public administration, and from the 1987 to till now, the different concepts have developed, and different concepts, new concepts are emerging, and old concepts are replaced with the new concepts, new theories, new ideas in the theory of administration. Due to the changes in the globalization, we have the different concepts. So 1990s, since 1990s, not many scholars have advocated market economy model. 1990s, the economy model has failed in 21st century. So due to that, as a result of failure of market economy, we have the new public service model. So it is a remedy or it is a formula for this new public administration. So this new public service model or new public service is theory or the concept is developed by the two thinkers, administrative thinkers. So among them, we can say that one, Janet V. Denhart and Robert B. Denhart. These both the persons are proposed the new public service. Both are experienced in the American society and they have experience in the public service agencies. They have the knowledge, they have the awareness in the public service commissions. So due to that, with their experience, they wrote the concept. They conceptualized the concept of new public service, my dear students. Here, the new public service of this one, Janet V. Denhart is a professor in School of Public Affairs in USA. The Robert B. Denhart was also professor in the public administration. He was one of the member in the ASPA, American Society of Public Administration. Together, they have contributed for the development of administrative theory and different concepts. Their best book, they wrote the book. That book is Dancing Leadership. The title name is different. The Dancing Leadership, how the leader can dance. So another book they have published, that book is The New Public Service. So this is a serving, not steering. That is the title, the book which was written by both the professors in the New Public Service concept. And this New Public Service concept is also called New Public Governance. Governance is nothing but it is an action. It's a way of practicing, or it is an act, or governing, or ruling. Governance means it's a set of rules which is framed by the state or the government. So here, the New Public Governance is also called post-New Public Management. Means post-New Public Management, after public management, it has emerged. So due to that, it is also known as post-New Public Management. And New Public Service is a movement grounded in the public interest. The basic reason for the New Public Governance is a public interest. And it brings about the positive changes in the organization. This New Public Governance, due to the failure of New Public Management, it has emerged as a new concept in the administration or in the public administration. This approach is a model to understand the administration from the bottom level. Means from the lower level organization in the hierarchy, in the organizational hierarchy, top to bottom level. It is concept. The New Public Governance or New Public Service concept is focused from the bottom-up service or a bottom-up perspective. Means lower level to higher level organization, it will explain. And this concept came into the 1990s response, domination of the New Public Management and traditional theory. The traditional theory and the New Public Management dominated the administration. Due to that, this concept has emerged. This New Public Service concept is not focused like economy and efficiency. It's a focus on the citizenship or the citizen and democracy and pride. These are the prevalent words in the New Public Service concept theory. And this approach follow the ideas such public interest and the governance process and expanding democratic leadership. Means this New Public Service theory or the concept is focused about the democratic citizenship and governance process and public interest. Means according to public interest, the civil servants, how they need to work, it is going to emphasize. And this approach believes the process where the public servant should try to reconnect with the citizens, and provide them better services. Means this New Public Service concept is try to focus how the public servant, how the bureaucrat will try to provide the better services to the citizens. And they should realize that they have much to gain by listening to the public. Generally, the bureaucrats have the attitudes, different attitude. Here, the bureaucrats need to adopt that or to follow that mindset or attitude is that they need to listen to the public first. And they need to serve the public rather than steering. Steering means instead of running, they need to provide services. So this is the concept. In this one, at glance, again repeats you, the New Public Service concept or theory due to the domination of the New Public Management and traditional theory. It has emerged. And this New Public Management theory is focusing on democracy, citizenship, and pride to the democracy. So these are the few things which are come under the New Public Service. This New Public Service is based on the assumption that giving priority to the democracy, citizenship, and service to the people is here. There are a few assumptions in NPS, New Public Service. It is advanced and it will try to provide the dignity and worth of public service. This new public service is also emphasized, reassert the values of democracy and citizenship. It will give the priority to the community, or civilians, or the citizens. Means according to public interest, it has to work. And organizational humanism. So these are the few things which are come under the new public service. And there are few features in that public service. These features, it cover the two aspects. First thing is that service the citizens, not customers. According to opinion Benhart, they contended that public interest is the sharing of values among the citizens. So here they're informing, they're saying that the citizens, the value the civic virtue and democratic citizenship, and the government bears the responsibility to let the citizens know and their citizens' rights and duties, etc. Means it will inform the rights and duties of the citizens. Here we can say that the civic virtue is nothing but, we can say in that, like example, voting in the elections and promoting the good behavior and integrity, morality, and cooperation in the administration. These are the example for the civic virtue. Virtue we can call dharma. Civic virtue is nothing but citizens, what they need to do. The citizens' dharma we can call civic virtue. So in this new public service, the first feature is that serve the citizens. That is a basic motto of this new public service. And therefore, efficient information accessing the system to the citizens. Means the citizens need to get the information. There is no hiding. There is no secrecy. Means the citizens' role is important in the in the democratic type of society. The citizens are paying taxes to the government. Government is nothing but people. So that people has to need to know about the government activities. Except few areas like defense and other things. So here, serve the citizens. The concept feature, the NPS concept feature is that serve the citizen, the first one. Second one, we can see that seek the public interest. In that concept, we can say that one, public interest. New public serving argue that public interest is the different. And in interest involved in the public issue should be given the equal chance to the participation in the deliberation process, and all of their needs should be expressed and considered, weight should be given by the government's here. So here we can say that one, the government has to give the preference to the needs and let the people express it and give the chance to people express that, and the government should take their opinion in that. Next one, the public interest in the new public service is the result of a dialogue about the shared values. And new public service is assigned two roles. First one is, it's required it to be demonstrate the ability to bring the people together, to join give the chance to people to join in the discussion. Means it facilitates chance to the citizens to participate in the discussions about the public policies or anything. The first one. Second thing, it is also required. The rules of this government has to provide, or government need to require to able to supervise the whole discussion. The people participate in the discussion. That should be supervised by the government and supervision process, discussion process, and result generated with one. So it has to prove this, in this process fairly, it had to look after that. Next concept, next thing which are come under the features of new public service, that is give the value to the citizenship, not to the enterprise. See, value citizenship over enterprises. It's saying that it's criticized the market mechanism as a policy alternative, and it is overemphasized on reducing the cost. So what is the cost is here? It has to be reduced. Here, value citizenship is nothing but give the preference to the citizens. That is the value citizens. Over enterprises means should not give the preference to the enterprise here. So means over preference, we should not give it. The new public service proponents suggest that the form of governance should match to the new conditions. The government, whatever type of government we have, it should be matched with the new conditions and bring a high quality and constantly touch with the citizens or constantly involve the citizens in all aspects of the policy process. Means give the value to the citizens, provide chance to participate in the discussions, and provide the different conditions, high quality conditions to involve in the process of policy formation. Means simple, it's a citizen oriented type of, client oriented type of administration process we can call. So it believes that citizens have the capacity to resolve their own problems. So this theory says that citizens have the ability and they can resolve their own problems. So this is a value to the citizens, and think strategically, act democratically. So as we discussed in the beginning, this NPS give the preference to the democratic type of system, and citizens, it's citizen oriented we have discussed. So we can say that one, another feature in this one, think strategically, act democratically. So in this concept, it lays emphasis on the citizen participation in the policy making and in the service delivery. According to this approach, engaging the citizens in the implementation bring the citizens' perfect perspective and ideas in the real policy making and make them use of the community. So this is the think strategically means setting up a vision for a community with ensure the citizens' involvement. So this is the think strategically. And next concept, which has come under next feature in this one. So according to this think strategically concept, it builds a good leadership between the public and the employees. I mean the citizens and the government. And the government should also act democratically. The government should act democratically, not democratic, non-democratic principles should not be practiced in this type of system. And recognizing the accountability. Recognizing accountability, it's not simple thing. They are saying that. So recognize accountability is nothing but for that purpose, they have the question. Authors have question various. They are question that there are few questions will be raised. How we can recognize the accountability? First one, what are the responsibility for the public employee or the bureaucrat or the administrator? Second one, to whom are they accountable? To whom they are accountable? First is that what are they responsible for that? Means they are accountable for what? And to whom they are accountable? And by what means should accountable and responsibility be achieved? So with that accountability. So this is focusing on recognition of the accountability. In democratic system, accountability is one of the important aspects for the efficient administration. So that's why NPS, New Public Service, one of the features that is recognizing the accountability means accountable type of system we have. And the concept of serve and steer. Serve means the concept references a natural choice of human experience, like leadership, in which leadership is seen as nurturing, means cause to growth for the development. So for the development of people, for the development of the state or the country, it has to show such kind of importance in this one. So it's cause to growth. Next one in this concept, we can discuss another this thing which are come under the NPS, that is value the people, not just as a productivity. So this NPS suggests that with the collaboration of people, we need to make the government successful. So the decentralization of government is a best example for the valuing the people in India. So the people participation in the administration in the different levels is showing that government is giving value to the people in Gram Panchayats. That's the best example for this decentralization. And the core value in this unique of the new public service is caring and service spirit, and morals and ethics and human beings is also important in this aspect. So simple, we can say that one, we need to give the value to the people in this concept. Next. The difference between OPA and NPM and NPS. There are different parameters which are come under here. That OPA is nothing but traditional type of administration. NPM is nothing but new public management and new public service. What are the differences here we can discuss in brief. See, simple that main feature of OPA, that is a traditional type of public administration. It's separation between the politics and elected politicians. Administrators are appointed on the basis of qualification and trained professionals. There is a functional division of labor will be there. Resources belong to the organization, not to the individuals. Whatever the resource will be there, that is belongs to organization or the institution, not individual resources. And administrators are responsible to the democratically elected politicians. So this is a traditional type of public administration, which we discussed here. And another concept that is following the main features of NPM, new public management. As we discussed yesterday, new public management, it's a traditional, against the traditional system. It is conceptualized the citizens' role is active and the citizens can act as a customers. This is a new public management concept. So this new public management inspired by the new right philosophy. This NPM is a favor of the cost cutting, means reducing the budget. Then what is the new public service in action? So this new public service is observed that one of the most frequent questions they have been asked since new public service. In this one, the practicing public administrators in a particular jurisdiction and organizations are in the best position to construct. The concept, they are saying that in that public choice service, what are the services they need to provide? In that they are discussing this one. Next one, we can say that another one. See, they have the few questions here for the new public service action. How we need to act, or how to that new public service commission service can provide the services. For that, author give the different questions. They raise the different questions here. See, the frequently asked questions here, they have been asked since the new public service was first published is, how can these principles of public service be put into use? How the public service, new public service principles can be used to the society, first one. And to these questions, they said that the practicing the public administrators in a particular jurisdictions and organizations are in the best position to consider. The public service in action described as a broad array of the activities of the state and local and federal governments. So this is the come under the new public service action is here. And new public service actions in India, we can give the example for this. In India, example for this new public practices. Democracy.
Sorry to disturb you. Are you sharing your screen, sir? PPT?
Yes, madam.
But it is not visible, sir. I mean, there is something like Zoom. It is showing the screen of Zoom, but not the PPT.
Oh. Achha, then I will share it again.
Yes, sir.
Now is it clear, madam?
Yes, sir. Now it is clear, sir.
Achha.
Yes, sir. It is visible.
Okay. See, in India, we can see this one. A new public service in this, we can give the best example of this one. The My Government app. So this app is initiated by the government of India, which was launched in 2014, July 26th. So the main motto of this app, the main agenda of this app is success of the democracy is impossible without the participation of people. Due to that, government wants to people participation in the governmental activities. Due to that, it has started as a part of reforming the governments. We can say that one these type of practices is one of the part in the reforming the governance. So we can give that this website, the external website that opens in the new window, it is an innovating platform and launched to ensure the citizens' engagement in the decision making. So in this My Government app, in this website, people can render their advices. They can provide their suggestions and advices, their problems in this website. Means it is directly and indirectly people will participate in the decision making, and government is also getting the opinion of people in the grassroots level, in the local level, according to the needs of the different area people in this one. So it will be useful for that. When it is useful for the people opinion, and it is like a feedback to the government. So we can say that one, ultimately the goal of this app are giving the chance to the people to render their advices. It leads to good governance. So we can say that one, it has a platform as divided into various different, it is a platform to public opinion. In this one, there are main areas in the My Government app. The people can give the different opinions in the different aspects like Clean Ganga, Green India, and job creation, and girl child education, skill development, and digital India, and other programs. So to control the environmental Green India program will be there. And for the job creation, public opinion, how they're providing the suggestions and what type of problems they have in the local. And Clean Ganga, it's a Ganga project, river project actually. So these are the few examples for this My India Government app. And in India, we have the public service under this one. Another example we can give, that is the decentralization of the government system. Decentralization of government system, we can say that one, in 1992, we have that decentralization of government administration. This act can be known as PRI, Panchayat Raj Institutions, is facilitate the decentralization of administration. Means the citizens can be participate in Grama Sabha or in the local level elections as a leader. So as we told that without participation of people, we can't say that the success of democracy, the democracy cannot be success. So for the success of democracy, people has to participate. Actively they need to participate, and actively they need to give the advices, render advice to the government. So Grama Sabha. So in this, we can say that one, in the public service concept, we can say the examples in that. In Grama Sabha, there is a periodical elections will be there. And how that Grama Sabha will resolve the people problems. In this public service concept, they said, people have the ability to give the solution to their own problems. So in this one, in Grama Sabha, whatever the problems they have in the grassroots level, they can resolve. Means the government is facilitating, providing chance to the people, local people, to render, to clear their problems, to resolve their problems. So this is the best example for the new public service actions we can call, and theory we can call, and feasibility of new public service. So feasibility of new public service, we can say that one, its model would only serve the purpose and creating awareness among the people about the different ideas, about the power, democracy, and citizenship and service. It is all for the interest, public interest. So NPS are only desirable, but it is a very difficult to realize in them, the developing countries. So we are saying that new public service, when it's come to the developing countries, is also not practicing it properly. Sometimes they have the different problems. So different conditions, every state have the different condition. Statements here, we need to understand different countries have the different conditions here. So in this new public service also, they have their own problems in that. Even developing countries also have the different problems. So due to that, we can say that one, even India, like developing country like India also may have the different problems in this one. So the public servants may not give the complete, may not relay or depend on the public opinion. Of course, they may take some opinion, they will consider it also. So the democratic principles and citizen focused administration are the concepts which are come under the new public service. So with this concept, I'm going to finish this concept again. Just I will go again the main synopsis which are come under here. Please remember, the first thing is that what is the new public service? New public service, who proposed that? And what they suggested for the new public service? And what are the reasons to arise the new public? We have discussed it. And what are the features of new public service? We need to write it. And these concepts you need to write. In the examination, they are asking the questions. Just I will show the few questions, model questions in this, which are come under here. What are the causes for the new public service? And what are the features of new public service? They have asked the question frequently. So please refer your material, in that you have the questions. And the next concept, I will go to the next concept. From government to governance. In this concept, we are aware of government. What is government? Government is an agency. or is a body. It's a group of people. And government to governance. What is governance? Governance is nothing but act of governing or ruling. Governance always a set of rules and laws. These laws and rules are framed by the government. Means government is the agency, and governance the way of implementing the policies which are framed by the government. Means the success of government is depends on governance. So here we can talk the things which are come under the, what are the main things which are come under this form of government to governance. In this one, we can learn that what is the need of re-engineering governance. Re-engineering government means reforming the government. The shift from the government to governance, the concept of governance, what is good governance, and what are the features of good governance. We can talk about this one. There is a good governance and bad government. How can we say the good government? Which can provide service to the people without any kind of corruption or red tapeism. We can call that as a good government. Bad governments which neglect the people or which neglect the people's services, providing the service to the people and ignore the administration, we can call bad government. So people can define in a different way about the good governance and bad governance. Here the features of good governance and what is the e-governance. E-governance is nothing but electronic type of governance. And e-governance concepts and citizen-centric administration, we are going to talk in this concept. So first, we can go to that. The World Bank give the definition about the state. The focus was shifted from the government to governance and reflecting the ascendance of new liberal ideology in the economic theory and public choice. Then what is the need for re-engineering government? Re-engineering means reforming or modifying the government. Due to the changes in the present society, government to fulfill the people expectations, the government is reforming. We can see the reform the government in India. First ARC, First Administrative Reforms Commission, late 1960s. And the Second Administrative Reforms Commission under the leadership of Veerappa Moily. These commissions, along with these commissions, number of committees and expert committees is appointed by the government of India time to time to reform, remodify, and introduce the new concepts or new laws for the development of the people and welfare of the people and to run the administration smoothly. Means all these activities for the good governance process, for the good government process purpose. So need for the re-engineering government, only the reason is that the people expectations are not fulfilled by the government. Due to that, to reach the expectations of the people, the different governments are making reforms. So that is a re-engineering, means the government is not come to the up to mark. Due to that reason, re-engineering it. And less government and more governance. So one of the administrator thinkers says that we don't want more government, we need best government. So that is the numbering of government is not important. The quality of government is important. The quality means we can measure that the services, the programs which are given by the particular government, that is important for that. And the shift from the government to governance. In the World Conference, they transformed that from the government to governance, the distinction along the different dimensions. In that government to governance, the what activities are emphasized in the act of governing. Next one, what actors are involved in the governance. As I told you, no need to confuse with the governance again. Government is a body, governance is a set of rules. Means it's act of governing. The way of governing or ruling is called governance. Please remember that. And in this one, actors involved in the governance. Actors is nothing but is here bureaucrats. Sometimes the legislative body is also can be called as actors in this one. Even people also sometimes can become actors in that governance. Like pressure groups, NGOs is also actors in the governance process. They may influence, they may impact on the policy making and the policy formulation. Next, what process made in this redefine the necessary and criteria which are used to evolve the good governance, to arise the good governance, to establish the good governance. and what capacity should be developed to achieve it. So these can be discussed in this one. And in this governance type, we can talk about the governance. So as I told you, there is a difference between government and governance. Generally, its synonyms is mostly used in these dictionaries, and both denoting that exercising the authority in the organization or institutions or in the state. So that is the government and governance. Both the words related to the authority, organization, and institutions and the state. The government is a name given to the entity exercising the authority. Means government have the authority. So that's why we can say that one government is a body, or government is an organization or group of people which can make the rule or which can run the administration. So which can run the administration means they have to exercise the authority in a group. And governance, the term governance is nothing but act of governing or ruling, we can call. The governance is based on rules and regulations of the particular state. So that is called governance. It is described the decision making in the different organization, whether that organization is a small organization or it is a big organization, but there will be governance. Next, in this governance also concerned with the different changes in this one. So I give the different differences in this one. The government is a superstructure, whereas governance is a functionality, means it will perform, and government will provide the decisions, it will make the decisions, whereas governance, the decisions can be processed, means whatever the decisions have taken by the government, it will be processed or implemented by the governance. Governance means we need to understand here the bureaucrats who will implement that. The way of implementing, way of doing work, that is called governance. In the governance, the bureaucrats will take part. Of course, they are also part of the government, remember that. And government make the rules. Whereas governance will try to reach the goals. Means by adopting these rules which are formed or which are prepared by the government, this governance will try to reach the goals. So we have the one particular rule to achieve the particular mark. For example, education purpose. By this particular 2023, we need to provide the education, right to education to the children between the 6 to 14 years children. And another thing, the poverty line has to reduce by this particular year. So this is a decision by the government, and the governance will try to implement that decision which has taken by the government. And government have the different roles, whereas governance will try to perform it. So these are the distinction between governance and government. So as I told you, there are some parameters. There are few elements for the good governance. So we can talk about the governance here, the features of governance. When we talk about the government, as we discussed in the starting point, what is a good governance, good government and bad government? We have the different good government. Good government means the government which provide the service to the people without retivism or corruption and these things. The bad government means against to that, means it's a delaying and retivism will be there, corruption will be there. That can be called as a bad government. So in the good governance, there are few parameters will be there, few features will be there. The government can be called as a good government or good governance when it is practiced the accountability and participation of the people. That governance should be transparency, openness. And that governance should have the responsive. That governance need to follow the rule of law principle. And that governance should follow that equity or equality. It has to work with the efficiently and with the effectiveness. So the features of good governance, you can see in that image also. These are the different features of that good governance. The first one is accountability. Accountability is nothing but answerable. See, one officer will be there in the mandal level. He is responsible for a particular action. That is accountability, answerability, accountability, and responsibility. See here, accountability, they're accountable. The decision makers in the government, the private sectors and civil society organizations are accountable to the public. See, they're accountable to the public and as well as to the institution and stakeholders also. So One officer will be there. He's accountable to the public and he's also accountable to that particular organization. That is accountability and participation. The good governance is nothing but people need to participate. And government should allow the people to participate in that. And government need to take the opinion or voice of the people. At least they need to give the chance to people to express their problems. That is a voice. So that is called participation, we can call. All citizens should have the voice in the decision making, either directly or indirectly. So that is the participation. And transparency. Transparency means the free flow of information. Citizens need to get the information about the services of the particular government, particular institution. That is called transparency. Transparently, government has to work, should not hide anything. Of course, some areas cannot be disclosed, which are related to the security issues, national important issues or defense issues cannot be disclosed in this one. So good governance is nothing but it should be transparent and responsiveness. The government should respond to the stakeholders or to the citizens. If government ignore it, ignore the people, irresponsible government we can call. And rule of law. The good governance is nothing but it will practice the rule of law principle, means all are equal before the law. And impartially, government will try to provide the different facilities and government will provide the rights to the people. So that is the rule of law without any kind of bias. That is called rule of law. All are equal before the law we can call. That is the rule of law. So and inclusiveness also will be there. All are equal. In the different social groups we have, all are equal and improve their well-being of the people, improve their opportunities to the people. That is the equity. So weaker section has to give the preference. So government, we can say that one, voice of voiceless. So the people are not able to say something, means government should take the initiation and try to provide it. Government should and efficiently they have to work, means result oriented with resources, and it has to give the result also. Result is nothing but outcome with that particular program. Yeah, due to the technical problem, it has disconnected. Next, there's good governance. So we have discussed about the good governance features here. Again, we can go to the good governance. Good governance concept is everyone expect that government should be a good and effective government. So in the ancient time, in the Kautilya Ardhashastra, he's also emphasized that about the government. He says that about the good government, the duty of government to act in that manner, realize the material, mental, and moral culture well-being of the people. So it has to provide the material, and morally it has to work, and it has to work towards the well-being of people. So he further says that the features of good governance include that in the case Kautilya Ardhashastra, law and order, caring the people, people caring in the administration, justice and rationality as the base for the decision, and corruption-free governance. So these are the few things which are come under the good governance. Means in the ancient time, at the before 3000 AD, even Kautis also said about the good governance principles here. And the World Bank have the different opinion in this one about the good governance. It says that good governance is nothing but promoting the sustained and holistic and integrated human development. So that is the good governance. And different organizations have the different opinion about the good governance. So Kautilya have the different opinion and World Bank have the different opinion. ADB, that's the Asian Development Bank, have the different opinion in that. So they have the question about the good governance, what can be called as a good governance. It explained that, do the people completely participate in the governance? If the people are participating in the governance, that is a good governance. Next one, are the people fully informed? Means the people are getting the complete information from the government or the state. These are the few questions for this good governance. And next one is, do the people make the decisions? Or can they at least should the decision makers accountable? Next one, are the women equal partners with the governance? If the women partner will be there, that is a good governance. And poor to participate in that one. And people's human rights guaranteed. So the few parameters for the good governance according to Asian Development Bank report. So according to Asian Development, the good governance parameters will be there. That the first thing is that people are participating in the governance. If the people participate in the governance completely, that's a good governance. And government need to inform about the programs and all these things. That is also comes under good governance. And women need to get the equal priority in the governance. And poor people, for the development of poor people, government should work. That is also come under. And protection of the human rights. See, human rights is very important aspect in the government. The success and failure of government is based on law and order maintenance, peace and security of the nation and the people. We know that with a single word, the state is going to set fire. With a single word, the state can get the peace and prosperity with the leaders. So we need that leaders, such a great leaders we want, like who have the complete vision towards the development of the nation. So we should not bias. A leader should not bias. So we need good governance is nothing but there are the few parameters according to these different international organizations in the good governance. And e-governance. Next topic is the e-governance in that one. What is e-governance? E-governance is nothing but electronic governance. Means in the government process, government offices or institutions or personnel will use electronic devices. It is also called online government. By using ICT, information technology, government will work. Means government providing services on online through the ICT, information communication technology. For example, I want to get my income certificate. Just I can apply in online. I need some driving license. I can apply in online. So these are the e-government facilities. We can give the examples as you are aware of all these things. So the good governance, e-governance has facilitates the changing information with the citizens and speedy and more efficient, and it improve the internal efficiency of the government, and it is reduce the red tapeism, and it reduce the wastage of money or increase the cost of the government. So if government wants to go to the particular area, then travel expenses and something will be there. If they will take the information through the video conference and some other things by the using this electronic system, immediately they can get. Means time will be saved, money will be saved, and transparency also will be there. Means there is no corruption. We can control the corruption in that one. So e-governance has provided or facilitated the change of information with the citizens. Next one, and it will provide the speed administration and speed services to the people, improve the government working process. We can call efficiency and reduce the cost and revenue and restructure the administrative process. E-governance is nothing but restructuring the administrative process. We are not like following the traditional type of these things. A person need to go to the office and you need to submit the paper and need to wait for the few hours to meet the particular officer. So waste of all these things, but e-governance has modified and reformed all these things here. So e-government may be applied in all aspects. Even judiciary is also applying e-courts. And at the time of Corona, we have seen all are online. So this is e-governance and legislation and judiciary and executive and all their work on the using that online or electronic devices or digital devices in the administration. Then e-governance may have the few aims. What are the aim of e-governance? Simple, we can say that one. It leads to efficiency and transparency and response. So these are the e-governance and e-governance aspects. E-governance can be used in the different ways. E-government, government to citizen, we can call G2C. G2C is nothing but government to citizen. Means government services, what they want to provide or what they want to process, they can inform through the online or media or in the internet. So that is the government to citizen. This kind of interface between the government and the citizens. It's enabled the benefit to the citizens, a wide range of public services. Next one is government to businessman. Means businessman to the government. So businessman, government to businessman. Here we can say that one, to get the license and to pay their tax, whatever the tax, customs tax and different tax and income tax. See, nowadays people are paying the income tax online and people will get the permission for the industrial purpose or driving license purpose or any permissions. So everything is online. So online is nothing but e-governance. So this is one of the dimensions of the e-governance. The dimension is the government to business. This is called G2B. So there are few dimensions are there. First dimension, G2C. G2C is nothing but government to citizens. Means from the government side, whatever the policies they have, they will inform to the people through this. And we can apply in the online. Next one, government to business. It's business. So for the permission and license, everything will come under. And next one, government to government. For example, particular government, in the government offices also, they will send one area to another area. If it is from the other state to this particular state. So they will send the information or files or anything, the administration activities can be carried on the e-governance or online mode or using the computer or using the different modern devices, communication devices. So all will come under the e-governance here. And under this e-governance, government to employ. So government to employ, nowadays, this is the human resource management we can call. See, all the departments nowadays, they have the online system. Even attendance is online, the salary payment is online, and the different claimings like pensions, everything is online. So this is government to employ. This is called G2U type of dimension of the e-governance system. Then the citizen-centric type of government system, we discussed already the citizen-centric government system. The government generally focus on the citizen services. The governance is order in the citizen-centric should be participative and transparent. And the government's main aim of the state to promote the welfare activities to reach the citizens. And the functioning of the institution of the government will have based on the satisfaction of the people. So without people's satisfaction, we can't call it a citizen-centric government. So government is doing work, but the thing is that the people need to satisfy with that work. That is the citizen-centric governance. And Kautilya is also emphasized about the citizen-centric government. So we can call Suraj. Suraj is nothing but good governance. Mahatma Gandhi always says that Suraj means nothing but good governance we need. So in this good governance, according to Gandhi opinion, who is the father of the nation, he said the few areas which are come under the previous areas which discuss the same areas will come under here. Whatever the areas which are come under the good governance, the same will come under here, like accountability and transparency, responsiveness and equitability, efficiency and participation, rule of law, everything will be there. So these are the elements which are come under the citizen-centric governance or citizen-centric administration. So there is a chance to ask the short type of question is here. What is citizen-centric governance? Means you need to write. The citizen-centric governance is nothing but is one of the concept in the good governance aspect. So the concept of good governance will focus on the citizen-centered administration and governance order citizen-centric, and it's a participative and transparent. You need to write like that. And Kautilya and Mahatma Gandhi, Suraj, and the concepts also you need to write. So these are the concepts which are come under the citizen-centric governance. And next one, in the citizen-centric governance, in brief, we can discuss that in the good governance or citizen-centric governance. Ethos, service to the citizens, that is called ethos. Ethics is nothing but integrity, transparency, honesty. People will say that I have ethics. Yes, ethics is nothing but you have the integrity and you are transparent and you are honest. So these are the good governance principles, we can say that one. And equity, treating all citizens equally. Should not show any kind of bias on the name of different sections and different religions. We are all aware of the whatever the situation in India, and particularly about the religion. The governance or the government should treat the people equally. That is equity. Next one, efficiency. Efficiency is nothing but timely government need to provide the services. We can call it a speed services without delay. So these are the command of these one. And the public interest can be characterized by the different dimensions of the good governance outcomes, whatever that one. So same elements which are command here, responsive governance, fair governance we need, and responsive governance we need, and accountable governance we need. So these are the public interest can be characterized 4 dimensions for the governance outcome. So if that government is practicing these principles, responsiveness and fair administration, I mean transparency, we can say that one, and protection of poor people and providing the chance to the minorities, I mean for the development of minorities and backward sections, they need to provide the different services. And the state or the government is working for the peace and law and order, maintenance of law and order, and resolving the different conflicts between the state to state, between the individuals and different things. So this is a fair governance and responsible governance. Responsible government is nothing but it has to respond to the people problems. In a right manner, it has to respond. So this is a responsive government. And accountable. Government should be accountable to their actions. They should not escape from their actions. So these all come under the different dimensions which are outcomes of the good governance here. So with this, we have completed today's module or today's topic, that is the good governance concepts and e-governance concepts which are come under from government to governance chapter. So in examination, they're asking the questions here. Look at these questions once. What do you understand by the re-engineering government? So we need to write re-engineering government. What are the reason for re-engineering government we need to write? As I told you, the government is not up to the mark level of the people expectation. Due to that, government is initiating the different policies and reforming the old laws and introducing the new laws and a new concept to provide the services to the people in a democratic way for the welfare of people. It has working and it has reforming. It is introducing the principles or acts. This is a re-engineering government. And write an essay on shift from the government to governance. So in the starting point, I told you the government to governance. Here you need to write what is the importance of government we need to write, and what is government and what is governance. Difference we need to write. And the different elements which are come under governance and governance is also we need to write. And concept of governance What is governance? Here we need to write what is the meaning of governance? What are the elements of governance? What are the elements will come under the good governance? We need to write. And next, a short type of answers, questions will be there here. Discuss the features of good governance. 8 features which we discuss. That 8 features you need to write. First, you need to write what is the good governance. You need to write, and then go for the 8 elements. You need to explain that elements. And dimensions of e-governance. I told you different dimensions here. You need to write that dimensions. And brief note on governance for development. So governance, what is the role of governance in the developmental activities? You need to write these questions answers properly. If you refer that textbook, and your material is the best, I feel, for the preparation of these one. Even my dear student, I want to convey something to you. The PPT which I have made completely based on your material only. Yes, I can take from the different references. But thing is that if you, that material you have the availability of that material only. If you listen this class and observe this PPT or download this PPT and read and go through this PPT, and again you are going to read that your material, then easily it will connect and you can save in your mind. That is the reason to prepare your PPT for this class on the basis of your material only. So it is my advice to all the students, please refer that book, your material. And last word, I can say that this material for the competitive examinations also, the competitive aspirants also preparing with this material and prefer for this material only. So please kindly make use of it and prepare for this examinations. So with this, today we have completed this module, and for tomorrow or next class, we will meet with the next topic. Thank you. Thank you very much. Any doubts and clarifications? Last one. I hope, no doubt, everything is clear to all of you. I hope so.